This federal RICO though on KK and Kris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy. I'm talking about, I'm on the news every day like, yeah.
Now, I know you've heard the noise. Ray J just stepped back into the spotlight with some wild claims that are shaking the entire Kardashian empire. Word is, he's been working with federal investigators, and the whispers are growing louder. There's talk of a secret financial operation going down behind the scenes, with Kim Kardashian smack in the center of it all. Allegedly, we're talking millions moved around quietly, money that's got the IRS and other agencies circling in. And this ain't just tabloid gossip anymore. The feds are reportedly checking paperwork, phone records, and old connections that trace back years. Ray J, who's got a long and messy past with Kim, is now doubling down, claiming they tried to erase his role in that infamous tape scandal, took credit for his ideas, and even played shady with money owed to his sister Brandy. But this situation hits different. This isn't just about clout or old beef. People close to the case say Kris Jenner is in full-on panic mode. Insiders say she's trying to shut Ray J down any way she can, scrambling to keep everything contained before even more dirt spills out into the open. The energy inside their circle is tense. Folks are lawyering up, monitoring leaks, and keeping eyes on every email and DM. All right, if you've been keeping up with Ray J's beef with the Kardashians, then you already know it was never sweet between them. But this right here, nobody thought he'd take it this far. Ray J just dropped a bomb by openly admitting that he's the one who brought the feds to their doorstep.
This federal RICO though on KK and Kris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy. I'm talking about, I'm on the news every day like, yeah. Meaning like I'm gonna say a lot of shit, but
Got a little bounce, you know, you walk with it.
if anybody know Kim and cool with Kim, they need to tell her now.
And get this, he didn't even try to play it low-key. Nah, he was loud and proud about it. In a recent interview, he straight up bragged about being involved in the investigation. He claimed that whatever skeletons the Kardashians are hiding make other celebrity scandals look like child's play. He made it sound like what he knows could flip everything upside down. Now we can't say for sure what kind of tea Ray J is holding over them. But one thing's clear. He's been building this moment for a while. Folks online are saying he's ready to pull back the curtain on years of shady money dealings. And this time, he's naming names and pointing fingers. Oh, and there's more. Remember when Khloe casually admitted to being at one of those exclusive industry parties? People haven't forgotten that. And now, with Ray J connecting the dots, people are starting to wonder how deep this goes. For years, Ray J's been painted as the villain while the Kardashians stayed polished in the spotlight. But the tide is shifting. The street's been buzzing that their downfall was only a matter of time. And Ray J might just be the one pushing the first domino. People been whispering for years that the Kardashians play dirty when it comes to money moves. But now, Ray J is straight up saying it's deeper than that. He's calling it illegal, allegedly. And the way he's talking, it sounds like he's ready to lay it all out. Now, y'all remember how back in 2022, the Kardashian show ran with a whole storyline about Ray J supposedly threatening to leak more footage of Kim's old videos. They turned it into this dramatic arc, even bringing Kanye into the mix, like he had to go man-to-man with Ray J just to protect Kim. It was wild on screen. But according to Ray J, it was pure scripted distraction. In his latest move to blow the lid off their empire, Ray J finally addressed the situation. And what he said had folks' jaws on the floor. He confirmed what fans have suspected for a minute now.
The rain is coming, the feds is coming.
Hey, Ray!
The feds is coming. It's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy. It's worse than Diddy.
Y'all hear this nigga, boy?
It's worse than Diddy. The feds are coming to investigate. Yeah, because it's like, I can't be the dirty guy no more.
He says Kris Jenner was the one orchestrating everything behind the scenes. That entire leak they kept referencing, according to him, it was no accident. It was a business play from the jump. Ray J went on to say, "I've sat in the shadows for over 14 years, allowing the Kardashians to use my name, abuse my name, and make billions off this narrative. I've never leaked anything. There was never a leak. It was always a deal. It was a partnership between me, Kris Jenner, and Kim." And if that wasn't enough, he added that the whole thing started with his idea to use the footage to boost fame, and that it didn't take much convincing for Kim to go along with it. That changes everything. What the world thought was a scandal was allegedly a strategy, planned, packaged, and cashed in on. Ray J didn't stop there. He also called cap on that whole dramatic scene where Kanye supposedly met up with him to retrieve old tapes. According to Ray J, that never happened because Kim had every single copy the whole time. He said the footage came from a trip they took to Cabo, something they did during a birthday getaway, and that Kim was the one who held on to it all. "I never had the tapes in my house. Not even one," he said. "She had all of them, kept in a Nike shoebox under her bed." Then he joked, "I'm sure she's got bigger beds and fancier boxes now, but back then, that's where she kept them." He even added that once he casually brought up the idea of using the tape to get some buzz, Kim didn't hesitate. She went straight to her mom with it, and that's when it stopped being his idea and turned into their plan. To back all this up, Ray J went a step further and posted actual paperwork, contracts that had Kim's name and her signature on them. So when he said it was a planned move, he wasn't just talking, he was showing proof. Now sure, some might call it shady, but nothing about it seemed illegal, until he circled back to the real reason he's calling the Kardashians out. According to Ray J, the tape drama ain't even the biggest secret. What he's really claiming is that Kim has allegedly been tied to a money laundering operation for a long time. And he says he's holding on to receipts that could expose the whole thing. And remember that whole scandal where Kim was accused of stealing from Brandy? That mess got her fired, but Ray J claims even that was a cover-up. He says Kim's team twisted the story to soften the blow, but the truth behind what happened is way worse. A thief just to save face? That's exactly what Ray J is saying. According to him, Kim was willing to take the hit for stealing just so she wouldn't get exposed for something way bigger, alleged money laundering.
A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far so good. Montana. Do you even know half the people you're naming? No. If you were seriously dating somebody, would you tell him? No. You have to get.
And let's be real, that kind of accusation hits way harder than a shoplifting scandal. Ray J broke it down like this. Back in the day, Kim was working as Brandy's closet assistant. Things started off innocent, but at some point, it got shady. Ray J claims Kim somehow got her hands on Brandy's mom's credit card information, and instead of returning it when the job ended, she held on to those digits for months. That's not a mistake, that's premeditated, and she wasn't moving solo. Sources say Kim and Khloe allegedly teamed up, plotting behind the scenes until they decided to make their move. The amount? $120,000. Allegedly taken straight from Brandy's mom's account. But this wasn't no clumsy scam or quick cash grab. They were calculated. Ray J claims they waited until everything was quiet, no eyes on them, and then struck. But here's the wildest part, what they did with the money. Most folks might have gone and bought cars, clothes, or flashy jewelry, right? Not them. They allegedly used the cash to fund their businesses. Dash and smooch, making it look like their stores were thriving off legit sales. It wasn't about the lifestyle, it was about building an image, making the money look clean. And if that's true, that's classic money laundering behavior. Funnel the funds through something that appears legal so no one asks questions. According to Ray J, this wasn't just shady, it was bold, strategic, and low-key shocking. This is the kind of stuff that shows why Ray J's claims are now getting real federal attention. Once you start talking unauthorized money moves, shady transactions, and paper trails that don't add up, you know it's not staying under wraps for long. And according to insiders, those transactions tied to Kim and her crew were far from clean, allegedly as unauthorized as it gets. But the story takes a wild turn right here. Brandy's mom? She wasn't just some random bystander. Out of respect for Brandy and maybe a little faith in the Kardashian family, she actually gave Kim a chance to do the right thing. She could have pressed charges right then, but instead she tried to handle it quietly, behind closed doors. But according to Ray J, Kim, Khloe, and Rob allegedly held on to that money for over a year. No apologies, no payback, no accountability. That kind of silence said everything. Eventually, Brandy's mom had enough. She brought in legal muscle, and talk of lawsuits hit the table. It was no longer just a family issue. It was getting official. But before it reached the courtroom, Ray J and Brandy reportedly stepped in and begged their mom to drop the case. They didn't want the mess out in the public eye.
Clay when I grow up, Court. Oh, you're just so little. Like, my balls are just going. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
So they settled it off the record. But just because it stayed quiet doesn't mean it didn't leave a mark. Ray J said the damage was done, and not just financially. He revealed that this incident was the moment everything shifted between him and Kim. According to him, that betrayal was too deep to overlook. He said, "If they didn't steal from my family, we'd probably still be together. But after that happened, I couldn't keep messing around with her. You stole money from my family, that's why we stopped speaking." That's what Ray J told the world, and for him, that was the final straw. But Kim, she wasn't done making headlines just yet. Before the glam, the fame, and her empire, she was allegedly getting caught up in even more shady activity, this time with a man by the name of Joe Lowe. Now, if that name rings a bell, it's because Joe Lowe's been tied to one of the biggest financial scandals in modern history. And guess what? There have been plenty of rumors swirling that Kim was closer to that situation than she'd ever admit. Sources claim she had a close relationship with Lowe, so close that she allegedly joined him on high-roller gambling trips, flying around and living the luxury lifestyle. But it gets crazier. In 2009, Kim reportedly told people she flew back to LA from Vegas with a trash bag full of cash. Not a suitcase, not a bank envelope, a trash bag. And it wasn't pocket change either. We're talking $250,000 in cash, supposedly won from the casino. Sounds like a movie, right? But here's where things get suspicious. Joe Lowe was later exposed as the alleged mastermind behind a multi-billion-dollar global money laundering scheme. He was accused of siphoning off a whopping $4.5 billion from Malaysia's state-run development fund. That's not some petty hustle. That's major financial crime on an international scale. Authorities questioned Kim back then, but couldn't directly tie her to Lowe's criminal activity. Still, rumors keep swirling. Some insiders believe that trip and that bag of cash wasn't about winnings at all. The word on the street is that the money she flew home with was possibly part of Lowe's laundering strategy, and that she might have been helping him clean the money without even realizing just how deep things went. Now let's talk facts. Gambling is known as one of the easiest ways to clean dirty money, and insiders say Kim knew exactly what she was doing. That trash bag full of cash? According to Ray J, that was just the start. He says the $250,000 she flew home with was nothing compared to what she allegedly helped Joe Lowe move under the radar. And crazy enough, he might not be wrong, because during Joe Lowe's explosive trial, Kim Kardashian's name came up multiple times. Ray J claimed her team worked overtime trying to scrub her name from the records, but when things hit the courtroom, it didn't go as planned. According to actual court documents from Malaysia's High Court, a jaw-dropping $2.4 million was funneled out of the 1MDB development fund, and some of that money ended up in Kim's bank account. The report stated that cash from Lowe's company, Good Star Limited, was sent not only to Kim, but also to musician Rel Williams. But that wasn't all. Additional payments were traced. $306,000 allegedly sent to Kim, and another $100,000 to her and her then-husband, Kris Humphries. And what were those payments for? The court labeled them as currently unknown, which only raised more eyebrows. So while folks were watching reality shows and red carpets, millions were allegedly moving in the background, connected to a billion-dollar laundering empire. And now, Ray J's out here saying the iceberg runs deeper. Because according to him, the Kardashians were also linked to another major scandal involving Lou Taylor. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it should. Lou Taylor is the same woman accused of controlling Britney Spears' controversial conservatorship. And guess who was allegedly tight with her? Yup, the Kardashians. Ray J claims they were helping Lou Taylor clean up cash she earned from Britney's situation too. Lou Taylor, the woman behind TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, has long been known in industry circles for playing dirty with her clients. But here's where the plot takes a wild turn that nobody saw coming. Word on the street is that the Kardashians allegedly profited $600 million from Britney Spears' conservatorship, and the numbers just aren't adding up. Fans started raising eyebrows when Kim Kardashian's net worth randomly jumped by a cool $600 million. Overnight, she claimed it was all thanks to her shapewear brand, SKIMS, but people weren't buying that explanation. The timing was just too perfect, and the amount matched up exactly with what folks say went missing from Britney's financial trail. That's when the internet started putting the puzzle together. Kim's mysterious fortune boost, her connection to Lou Taylor, and Lou's deep control over Britney during that controversial conservatorship. Suddenly, it wasn't looking like a simple business win. It was starting to feel like something way darker. One commenter summed it up perfectly. If you're Lou Taylor and you need to move or hide $600 million, wouldn't Kim's estate be the perfect place to stash it? That question alone got fans rethinking everything they thought they knew about Kim's empire. And let's not forget, Kylie Jenner was also making headlines around that time for selling half of her beauty brand for hundreds of millions. Some folks now believe that move might have been tied into all this too. Could it be that these business wins were really just clever cover-ups for something deeper? Kylie Cosmetics was sold for a very familiar price. And for fans following this conspiracy, that detail matters a lot. One fan even broke it down. If you're connecting the dots, the money could have moved from Britney's trust to Stonebridge, then to Panama, then back into the US through Kim's trust, finally landing with Kylie Jenner. In other words, the theory is that Kim, Kylie, and the rest of the family allegedly helped shift money in a way that made it nearly impossible to trace. And here's where it gets wild. Ray J says he's got more than just speculation. He claims he's sitting on receipts, enough evidence to back up his story, and that he's already handed it over to federal investigators to help them build their case. According to insiders, the information he's provided could end up being the smoking gun the feds have been waiting for. If that's true, then the Kardashian empire, one of the most carefully curated brands in the world, might be facing a level of heat they've never experienced before. We're talking everything from closet cash grabs and alleged money laundering to $250,000 in a trash bag and ties to international schemes stretching across continents. Reports say Kris Jenner is in full crisis mode, scrambling behind the scenes to keep things under wraps. But this time, it might be too late. Ray J isn't just throwing out accusations anymore. He's stepping up, speaking out, and giving the authorities what they need to connect the dots between shady family dealings, celebrity partnerships, and money that may not be as clean as it looks. These so-called financial windfalls, if even half of what Ray J is claiming holds weight, the fallout could be devastating for one of the most powerful celebrity families on the planet. The question now isn't just if this story hits the headlines, but how far it'll go, who ends up exposed, and whether the Kardashians can actually survive a scandal of this scale. Ray J's been quiet for over a decade, sitting on receipts and watching the empire grow unchecked. But now, He's allegedly taking action, and the empire that once seemed untouchable might finally be cracking. The walls are closing in, and insiders are saying the next few weeks could blow this story wide open. Court docs, money trails, and silent partnerships are starting to look less like rumor and more like reality. One thing's for sure, and two things are certain. The Kardashian dynasty has never weathered a storm this big. So you better buckle up because this ride is about to get bumpy. Let me know what y'all think. Could this finally be the unraveling moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and don't miss what we've got next. Because the drama we're covering in the next video, you won't believe what's on our radar next.